Welcome to another installment of Sticky Stories and Sticky Tips. And I'm Darcy, and I'm from Sticky Bee. And today we're talking about stop trying to communicate with the hand, because there are some strategies and there are tips that I'm going to share with you. So stick with me today. And as I say, I'm Darcy from Sticky Bee, and I help you get them sticky, get them stuck, and get them to stay like bees to honey. In fact, I help you get noticed so that your audience has a target to throw their wallet at. Now, when we say stop talking to the hand, what exactly does that mean? And what I'm talking about is that it means how are you handling objections? Now, if you've got any questions along the way, please do not hesitate to get in touch with me, to put a comment in the comment box, and I'll see how I can help you out. So, how are you handling objections? You know those things when people say, no, I don't think so. How are you dealing with them? Because here's the fact of the matter, that no matter what it is you're selling, whether it's a product or a service, there are going to be objections. And your customer is their brain, and this happens to everybody. Their brain is saying, I gotta protect you. Don't go there. So the brain's saying, I gotta object. I gotta say no. And it doesn't matter how good your product is. You're going to hear the, I'm not sure. I don't think so. And when we hear that no, it comes, there's not a lot of big no's that you can get. They're all pretty much the same. And they come with, no, I don't have the time to do that. No, I can't afford it. I don't have the money. No, it's too expensive. Or when all else fails, no, I don't want it now. Now, here's what most of us, and this is a common theme with marketers everywhere. And as I say, it doesn't matter whether you're selling courses, whether you're selling coaching, whether you're selling a product, what kind of service you might offer. Most marketers deal with objections by hiding them. There is this kind of, oh, no one's going to object to this. No one's going to do that. And, there's the old, I'll just keep my fingers crossed that nobody's going to ask me or say no to me because this is such an amazing offer. And there are amazing offers out there, and they are really, really wonderful. But the whole idea here is you got to make yours the most wonderful. You got to stand out. So what I want to talk to you about today is, instead of hoping, wishing, and kind of ignoring the fact that there's going to be an objection, because there's always objections, no matter what it is you're selling. What you want to do is include them in your presentation, in your, we'll call it your pitch. So that's what the whole idea about this strategy is. The idea is to include them in how you're presenting your offer. So how do we do that, you ask? Well, first of all, you need to take an inventory on what it is you're selling. And so much of what I have said is that before they buy from you, they first have to buy you. So part of your objection assembly is why you're the person to help them. And what we're talking about in terms of this no, I think we can kind of all agree on that no matter the product, the pitch, the offer, the service, the coaching, the communications, the marketing, whatever it is you're trying to sell, there are really three things that your audience is really saying no to. And one of them is fear, one of them's risk, and one of them's loss. So when you put your objection listing together, you need to say in these three different categories, what is my potential target audience? And you need to know who your target audience is. What are they fearful of? What do they think they're losing? And what are they risking? So if we look at these three words, they've all got 4 letters, and they're all called 4-letter friend getters. Now, there's one that we often use that stands out all on its own, but loss, risk, and fear. And the biggest thing about all of us is that we don't like to change, or most people don't like to change. So when you make a proposition to them about what it is you want to help them with, they're looking at what am I going to lose, what am I going to risk, and what am I fearful about. So if we break this down a little bit and take a look at, first of all, the fear. So what am I afraid of? And what I think is interesting about fear is it stands for, and think about this, future events appear real. So fear is really all about a manifestation in the prospect's mind that something catastrophic is going to happen. So what fear is often about is an imagined future. Future events appear real. So the idea here is that you have to either talk to your prospect and ask them about what their hesitation is, or you have to decide in your presentation, what do you think they are fearing? Now, the next one, in terms of what are they fearing, it's also, can I do it? So have you broken your proposition down into some easy steps? Because no one wants to fail. And there's all that, yeah, but what if it doesn't work? Yeah, but what if I don't lose that weight? Yeah, but. So in your presentation, take a look at the yeah buts. What kind of yeah buts could you be breaking down? And before they even cross your prospect's mind, you address them. So the next one that we talk about is risk. And risk is, I don't know if I can risk that. So risk can be, I don't want to risk failing. Risk can be, I don't want to risk the money. Risk can be, I don't want to use my time for this because, well, what if it doesn't work? There's always that, yeah, but what if it doesn't work? So then next one that we're faced with is, on the risk, sorry, here we are. What's the danger? So risk is, in everyone's mind, is attached to the essence of danger. And danger can mean many different things to many different people. But you might want to take some case studies, some ideas about, most people don't want to risk and whatever that is. However, so when you tie up a risk statement with a however, or a but, or therefore, then you're allaying some of those risk fears. Now, the next one we talk about is loss. And I think this one is one that is the big kahuna here, because the notion is, well, what will I lose if I get into this? What, like I'll lose my money, I'll whatever. So if we then take all of these notions, the fear, risk, and loss, can I do it? What's the danger? What will I lose? Now, only you can attach the results to these, the positive aspects, or dispel the negative ones in terms of how you are presenting yourself and what you have to offer. But if we talk about fear, can I do it? Perhaps you want to discuss that ease and speed of what you're proposing. Can I do this? Yes, this is so easy that, or yes, in 5 days you'll notice, or in 10 days you'll notice. And if we talk about risk, can you talk about a risk reversal? So what this one means is, if there is a risk, the danger of losing money, well, what if I don't like it? You don't want to offer a guarantee that you can't support. But you could say, if you're not happy, you can get your money back in X number of days. But you only want to offer a risk reversal that you have control over. So if you are selling a product, or you're in a network marketing company or affiliate marketing or whatever, you can only offer the company's money back guarantee. But think about if you're offering this as coaching. You can say, after the first X number of days, if you're not happy with the sessions, if you're not happy with how we get together, and you do the work, I'll refund your money. Like, you don't want an unhappy customer, but you also have to preface this with, they've got to do the work. They've got to stay involved in the process. So it can't just be, you can help someone along the way, but they have to do the work. And when we talk about loss, I think the thing that's really interesting about loss that people don't consider when they think, what am I going to lose by taking this program? And a really powerful proposition was shared with me about, consider what you'll lose by not doing it. And that's a really big thing to consider. So many people say, you're here now, and consider what you'll lose if you look at yourself in 6 months from now, or 3 months from now, or whatever that number might be, what you could have gained, but you won't. You'll lose it because you didn't take this opportunity, or you didn't work to change how you're doing things. So whether it's a weight loss program, or whether it's a coaching program, or marketing. And marketing is a big deal because, wait 10 minutes and everything changes. So many people are continuing to market on these social media platforms the way they have always done them before. And things have changed. Things have changed exponentially. So if they're not getting the kind of results that they'd really hope for, it begs the question, well, how aware are you of the changes? And what kind of things are you doing to catch up and participate in this new environment? So when you're making your presentation, the big thing that you want to do is that this idea about before they buy from you, they must first buy you. And so you have to position yourself as an expert. And you also have to position yourself as their guide. So the idea here is you're not throwing them to the wolves. You're not sending them out in this desert of unknown territory. You're going to be there to help them achieve their goals. You're not doing it for them. You're helping them change the way they do things. And change is a big deal. And it takes some encouragement, sometimes a little bit of pushing, but the energy for the change has to happen both with them and your guidance. So you want to assure them that you're going to be there to help them on their journey. Now, one thing I think is really important for us all to consider, that we suffer under this delusion or illusion, and we craft this big mistake in our mind. And here's that big mistake. I think that this was very eloquently put in my news feed today, and I wanted to share this with you. The big mistake we all seem to share is that we're basing our ability, our future, and our success on what we see right now. And we have no idea the potential of our future. We have no idea the potential that we can accomplish. However, if we don't make any changes, none of that potential can be realized. So don't get caught up in this big mistake, and don't allow your prospects to get caught up into this big mistake, this big kahuna of objection. Don't base your ability, your future, your success on what you see right now, because there are so many opportunities and things we can accomplish if we set our minds to it. So this really comes down to how you are going to tell your story. How are you going to tell your audience about their future, about imagine the potential? And stories, we've been sharing them since forever, and they have a way of resonating by getting through this logic brain, and they connect with your heart. And 90% of our purchases are made emotionally. So we want to definitely to connect with people's hearts, hopes, and dreams. And it is through storytelling and sharing stories, because then that helps our audience to imagine. And really, the bottom line is that our stories matter. And what I challenge you to do is take your offer and think about how you can build case studies with the successful people that have been part of it. Think about how you can encourage dreaming, how you can get your prospect to look at the future and not the current situation, or look behind them at the past. Oh, well, I've done that before and that doesn't work. Well, you haven't done it with me. So how do you know it's not going to work? And the best thing about stories is stories matter, but how we story matters more. How are you crafting these stories to fight or compel your objections? And stories, like they connect with your audience. And people remember stories far more than they remember facts and figures. So I challenge you to consider about how you're storying, and think about them as a vital conversation. Think about how your stories, crafted well and presented as objections, but woven into your presentation, have a way to address every no that could be floating around in your prospect's mind. Now, if you're curious about how to put these stories together, I call them crafting or mixing up an angel's cocktail, because these stories have to tap into your buyer's brain, but we want them to connect with their heart, because the facts may tell, but it's the stories that sell. So how are you selling yours? I ask you. If you're curious about how to get hold of this whole kind of proposition, put show me in the comments below and let's connect. I got some great strategies that can help you. So I hope you've got a little bit of an idea today, a little bit of a kind of notion that you can actually, let's get rid of that one and this one. You've got a notion that through storytelling, you can actually weave objections that your prospect's considering into the story and the presentation that you deliver. You want some more ideas about it? Put show me in the comments below. I'm Darcy from Sticky Bee, and it's the place to be because I help you make it super simple to brand you and connect with your ideal audience. So, if you got some value from this, put a like on the page, Sticky Bee Ideas. And if you want some more info, put show me in the comments below. Take care, folks. See you next week.